Now I want to deal with an extremely important fighting technique in pawn and games, the body check. In this example, White's king has many possible ways to win the a7 pawn in 5 moves. It could just take the straight line, or go to e8, to b8, and then to a7 and take the pawn, or go to as far as d5, b7, and take the pawn then. Black can stop none of these, but nevertheless they are not all equal. In fact, there's only one way which wins and all the rest draws. As we have already seen in the last clip, to win with an rook's pawn, with an a pawn, White's king has to win the a7 pawn and then occupy the key square b7 or b8. And if White's king just advances on the straight line, it will not be able to do so, because Black's king manages to reach c7 in time and imprison the king forever in front of its pawn, and it's a draw. No, White could stalemate himself. Okay, so king e7 is a mistake. In fact, only one of the many possible routes draws, and there are also many zigzag routes possible, so only one route wins. So think a moment for yourself. And the point is that Black's king must reach c7 in time. And so Black's king must go to e5 and then to c7. And if White's king manages to find a way which disturbs this route, manages to stop Black's king with the body of White's own king, then White will win. And so he has to go through the center. King e6 is the only move, and after king c3, then White's king has to give a body check, king d5, to stop king d4. And now it's over. Because, one moment, in the game Schlage Aarhus, Berlin 1921, Schlage chose king d6, which was wrong, as now Black's king can just take the usual route, reach c7 in time, White's king cannot reach one of the 2 key squares, and it's a draw. The famous Soviet pawn and game theoretician Ilya Meiselis first showed the right method, king d5, the body check. Meiselis may be the number 2 theoretician on pawn endgames, if I'm allowed to put it like this. The number 1 should be given to the famous Soviet composer Nikolai Grigoriev, who has composed so many beautiful studies. This is just amazing what can be done with just kings and pawns. But let's get back to the example. After king d5, it's over. Because Black's king cannot take the usual route, and so cannot stop White's king from taking the pawn and reaching a key square. After king b4, White's king takes a pawn, and after king c6 reaches the key square b8 and promotes the pawn. And after king a5 reaches the key square b7 and promotes the pawn. And after king d3, White again wins the pawn, and Black's king can't reach c7, only c6, and this is not sufficient. White's king reaches the key square and the pawn can be promoted. This important technique must be borne in mind firmly. If you have the choice of different routes, choose that one which gives the most problems to the opponent's king. The opposition in a way is also some kind of body check, which stops the attacking king to reach the key squares, or vice versa. It is important also in more endgames. One of the most important is the endgame rook versus pawns, where we will see this technique again and again. So you should remember it.